Warning, this video is intended for audience who are 13 or older. If you are not 13 or older, please fuck off and tell your parents to moderate what you watch online. I feel like this, I'm sorry this is just a town hall meeting, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Right, but man, this is a real spur of the moment thing that these people, the Inuzuka, development manager,
Yeah.
Hot Spring Resort, is just throwing on people,
I mean,
you know? I feel like this should have been, like, announced.
Here's the thing is, at least from what I've learned from Parks and Rec and also the Montgomery County Purple Line, is that people don't go to county or, like town meetings as much as they probably should, because it turns out it's gonna be a fucking mess for people.
Unless it directly infects your street.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. You know, also, I don't know how the dad doesn't know
As
about
he
this.
works
like,
at town,
he works
at the city council or whatever.
City town, right? I'd say he's probably not on, like, the board, and he's probably more like the groundskeeper guy, you know? Right, so he's not in there for but I feel like he probably would have seen the signs.
Oh, say
of it, you know,
we're building this.
right?
Yeah. Oh,
like, oh man,
hey,
what's
going on in that
these,
meeting room? There's building plans for the new
right, you know,
resort or whatever.
Did you want to tell us about?
Yeah, what's all this?
Toichi.
We'll talk about Toichi Town when we get to Toichi and Area 11, because
Okay.
hey, there's so much going on because we finally learn. I guess maybe we've all missed it, but this is the first time that I feel like we really processed what the fuck this town is supposed to be named.
Pretty sure it is.
And fuck.
I don't think I think this is the first time we've been name dropping this town has had a name, because I feel like we had the name drop for like the town on the other side of the mountain when Riko wanted to go.
Toichi Town, Toichi Village, whatever. That's not a real place, but it is a real place. But I'll get into that later.
Oh boy. Mm-hmm. Right. Hey, it's Ryosangata Riko. Plastic. Another world
Saigo
plastic
no
model life kit.
It's Ryosangata Riko the last.
The last.
Yeah.
What is it? Is it
Right.
really...
Season 3, episode 9. You know, the show, the sites that have like this big plot. I mean, this thing has been hinted. It's been good, but it's not been like this. Just like these two have just been shit posting along this entire time. You know, like, oh man, what are they up to? You know. Right, you know, why are they in the mountains randomly? You know, why are they following people around?
Yeah.
What's up with that? You know, right? Well, what's their B plot? You know, wow, it's not even a B plot. What's their C plot? Right. Well, what are these guys up to? You know, what kooky things are they doing? You know, it just turns out, hey man, hey, this land, we're about to turn this town into a tourist trap.
We're just retailers out
you know,
here. We're trying to we're land developers.
It's not a tourist trap. We're just trying to increase the monetary value of your area.
Right, without you in it.
Yeah, by attracting tourists, you know, right?
Anyway, apparently, Grandpa did talk to them about this.
But then he died.
Yeah, and then he died, so nobody can verify what way... Like, just saying, well, I did talk to your grandfather. Well, that man's dead. Hey, then what the fuck? I don't know what... You could say literally anything about whether or not you talked to him, because he's never talked to me about shit.
Yeah, boy, man, is any of this in writing, you know? Is this why Grandpa died, you know, right? So that's the thing. I've been wondering...
Oh, right, they did say that it wasn't from natural causes.
Right? We were wondering how that... Because they said, hey, man, it wasn't an accident. It wasn't... Also wasn't natural causes. Oh, boy, what the fuck... What the fuck happened to Grandpa? You know, what did he know? What did he know? Who's on the Epstein list or something? You know, right?
Family tree.
Right? Like, what is he hiding? You know, right? I'm not talking about what is he hiding.
Nope,
in the attic
we don't talk about what's in the attic. Hey! It's too early to talk about the attic. Okay? I can't talk about the attic right now. We need to talk about what's happening on land right now.
You got issues with the flowers in the attic?
I have problems with the flowers in the attic. Yeah, I have problems with the flowers in the attic.
But there are flowers in the attic.
Yeah, but hey, look, they want to build a hot spring resort, and they're just gonna build it on top of the
Komikai house, and like 5 or at least like the entire like 4 blocks around it. Like, we're starting, that's this like start point, that's the tip of the pyramid, and then we're spreading out from there.
Man, by the way, this pipeline. So I don't know how hot spring
Yeah.
works, but I feel like this pipeline is extremely inefficient. I don't know why it has to go. I feel like you could. I don't know. I assume it's a geography type of where like the land is right not
Yeah, or
even
something
enough,
like
right?
that,
So
or
they have
like
to
it's
like
not
build,
stable.
Aren't they supposed to come from underwater?
right? So they have
Well,
to.
Underground.
They went. Well, just
No,
off the shore, it's
it's coming from the
underground.
mountain, right? So that means it has to go downhill,
But they're
right? Is what
literally
they
starting
said,
the there's they're
right? Because they
starting
said,
the
oh yeah,
Build
we
it
found.
over the water. I don't
but
know.
they're starting the pipeline like all the way like off the shore of the place.
In the mountain?
It starts in if you see where like if you follow the line.
Yeah, no, it starts in the mountain. The blue does not. The big blue square is not ocean. It is the mountain. Right. That's the mountain.
Is it? It might be.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
Shit.
Because he says that we're drawing water from the mountain, right? Once again, this will be very helpful. If any of us here was proficient in Japanese to realize what the fuck these buildings
Okay, but no.
are
So
saying,
here's the
right?
thing. Okay.
Why not just build it over
Okay.
where the hot spring comes out?
Okay. So
Just build it in the mountain.
okay. So it does say Toichi Mountain, like Toichiyama, on this. This is a poorly designed map because you shouldn't.
I told you it was a map.
I know it's a map, but you're using light blue for the mountain and
Oh yeah.
I don't know, sky blue for the fucking river. What the fuck is wrong? Green
Yeah.
should
The
be
other way around. Though.
green should be the mountain, and green should be for forestry and stuff, and blue should be for water. That's just
How things work.
Hey, I just talked about
Man, look,
architecture
and,
things.
and,
I
I'm
just
just
talked
saying,
about architecture
if these
things,
guys
and
went
I've
to
seen
architecture
shit.
school, they
I've
would
seen
have known,
architecture
right?
schematics.
Right?
I
Yeah.
know the difference between like, hey, what's supposed to be what. That should be water.
Boy. Wait, who's Jeremy?
Right, yeah. Look, I was confused about that too. Right, until I realized, no, wait, no, this is the mountain.
Yeah.
It-
But
this
anyway,
is-
it's
yeah.
Toichi Mountain, so which is part of Toichi Town, which we'll get to that. But anyway, hey, the
Also, this building, the location of this building is unhinged, by the way. I don't know who the fuck would. Like, this design, like, their proposed, like, land grab is
Yeah, we're gonna build a
absolutely crazy.
castle in the
I don't
middle
know
of
why
this town.
This just... Right? Because if you look at it, this thing starts cutting into, like, the other neighborhoods, right? Like, I don't understand if this is, like, localized within one neighborhood space,
Yeah.
right? But if you look at their proposed, like, building, they have to get rid of the bridge as well, right? And then it just goes into, like, 500 neighborhoods because of how they had to expand this,
Yeah.
right? Whoever designed this did not go, like, whoever's in charge of this building did not go to architecture
absolutely
school,
not.
you know, right?
Never
They did not
designed a
consult-
fucking thing in their life.
Yeah.
But anyway, the city developers
It
are
was a 7-year-old.
well old enough to do city planning.
Exactly.
And meanwhile, the other two city planners go, "Hey, can we pacify you, country bumpkins? Let's go. We'll go to your shrine for your dead old grandpa. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In your house.
Yeah. Why don't you let us over to your house? We'll burn some incense for your grandpa. Will that calm you?
Well,
will that
we'll
pacify you, fuckers? Will that?
Can we consider them the dog boys?
Well, one's dog and one's monkey. I'm pretty sure.
Still the dog boys.
Yeah.
The dog boys that monkey around.
Anyway, point is,
Yeah, the family does not like that. You're like, oh, hey, we live here.
They've actively driven a rift between the family. But hey, at least one of them knows what a Gundam is. Even though technically the Hyakushiki is not a Gundam. It's not a Gundam. The Hyakushiki is a prototype that could have been a Gundam. It's not a Gundam though. So you're a dumbass and you don't get to say that.
Look. Look, they've been doing research on your family. Look, they know all the buzz. They know what to say, all the keywords about the family, to get them on their side. Right? They've been stalking the house, Right? But yeah, it turns out, hey, look, they did talk to their grandfather. Was like, yeah, sure, that sounds like a good idea, And everyone's like, boy, yeah, I don't know about this. I'm not sure about this. Man, I feel we have to discuss
I
this,
like when we talk about Grandpa's
Right.
nice smile.
Oh yeah, where he's like, well, your grandpa had a nice smile, so I think he was okay with it. Sure, man.
Yeah. That was confirmation.
Grandpa has,
You know,
Grandpa has
right?
graveyard teeth. I don't know, man.
not military cemetery, graveyard.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, hey, I appreciate Rico trying to prize for us. Oh boy, this is really sketch, and I don't like this. You know, right? So what did my? Right, you guys got any of this in writing?
Yeah.
You know, down or anything? Right? This seems like an awful lot. You know, right? And just because we live in the country, that doesn't mean we don't know what math and words mean. You know, right?
Doesn't mean
We
we've
can
never understood a legal document before, and that is why the 47th in the last 3 episodes we get like what seemed like pretty important because there's only been 48 technically by the end of this, but
We're not there yet.
we're at the 47th Komakai family meeting.
Yeah.
Right after the last one that seemed so important about Kaya's future. Hey, the family household. Yeah, family
Dad's
meeting about
family's
that.
household.
No, mom's family. Again, the implication is that he married into the family.
Yeah, it's very confusing.
But yeah, family meeting number 47.
Issue
Are
of
we
eviction.
getting
Yeah.
evicted? Which, to be fair, that feels like an issue of translation because
Right, I don't
It's-
think this is an eviction because they said that
if
they
you're
are
being
being compensated, right?
that's
Like,
not
they
eviction.
are,
That's not
they're
eviction.
selling, right? You know, yeah, right. I think they have to sell the land, right? Because I assume like since we're only focusing on this on the Kumakari fact, I assume like the other people within that's also just getting their house bulldozed over have already said yes. They've already signed off on it, you know, right? Right, and so, but they haven't because it turns out, yeah, man, they were supposed to talk about this like 2 months, like earlier at the beginning of summer. But you know, hey, stuff happens, you know, right? Something else happened at the beginning of summer that prevented us from talking about this, you know, right? It turns out, yeah, but yeah, the word eviction that the subtitle decided to use is really weird. I don't think this is right. It's puts up the wrong like a different meaning than what is
I mean, it's
actually
one of
being
those things
implied,
where you
know?
have to just check. In my personal thing, where I had to like, I looked through a couple words. I'm like, that is one interpretation of the word. I wouldn't necessarily have chosen that word, but okay, sure.
Yeah, so Dad and Yumi are like, yeah, are like, hey, no, we like,
Yeah.
hey, man, what? This house
Yeah.
is all we have, you know, right? We were not, ignoring the fact that Yumi lives
Yeah.
in the city, is now living in the city, ignoring that fact, you know, I don't know why she is all for
her
the house.
reasoning
I guess she's homesick, you know, like,
Rosalie
oh,
literally went, well, being here over the summer, I realized how much this house means to me.
Especially now that I've divorced my husband / gone back to square zero with him.
But hey,
yeah, I mean, I might need a new place to live, you know, right? Since I don't think rent is being split anymore back in the city, you know,
Yeah.
right?
might be moving home.
I might need to, right? You know, I would like a home I can move back into, you know, right?
Anyway, it's time for Dad to quit.
Yeah.
To quit the bottle and start hitting the vape and run outside.
Vape in Grandpa's pen.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Kaya and the mom was like, no, fuck this house. This house fucking sucks. We live in the fucking countryside. You know, what the fuck is there to do? Mom spent overtime at the grocery store.
Staring at
some
the fucking free samples kid.
Right?
All she
You
does
know,
is eat
right?
free
We need a new
samples.
change of pace.
To be fair, they
You know?
free samples.
We have. Look,
Hey,
there's
if it's a
too
free
much
example,
sausage
then
in
just
the
you,
fucking.
like-
There's too much sausage in the goddamn freezer that we have to go through, you know,
We
right?
literally have been going through sausages so much. Yeah.
She likes that sausage.
That. Yeah.
Yeah.
That the young
Sausage
voice.
fest.
That the young
You know,
voice.
I do like the dynamic, right? I do like the dynamic of Kaie and Yumi, right? How Yumi was like, yeah, fuck this house. You know, like, hey, fuck, I'm 16, I don't give a fuck. You know, hey, I want to get the fuck out of here, right? You know, right? Being the youngest one, well, being the young, Kaie being the youngest, like, yeah, fuck this place. But Yumi's like, oh man, I don't know, I'm starting to feel nostalgia now,
But
you
you
know,
don't
right?
live
You know, right? It turns out being an adult is hard, you know, right? Man, the economy's fucked. I may or may not have rights. Somehow we have to decide between a fascist, a fascist person or a person that's like, hey, that's coming out that has big mom energy. Right? It's really hard for someone like my age right now to be
Yeah, well,
living.
you're
Right?
put between a rock and a
Rock
fifth.
place.
I was gonna say a rock and a 50 counts of sexual revenge porn place.
You know.
Right. Yeah. I do find that dynamic interesting. Like you would think it would be swap around, right? Where Yumi would be like, "Hey,
Yeah,
fuck
because
this,
she's
I don't
too
live here, I don't
practical.
care,"
It's like,
and
no,
Kaie
but
would
it's
be,
the high schooler is like the one that's going, no, fuck off.
yeah, this house sucks. It's cold during the
I've
winter.
had to
It's
live
cold.
here
Like,
the
hey,
most
I'm-
recently,
hey, man,
and
that's the
I
mood.
hate it.
Look, I live here year round. Our heating sucks.
Right.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Anyways, this fucking display case is bad.
Yeah, this is the first time that Molly really pointed out to me, like, the display case. I was like, yeah, I mean, it's a regular shop display case. And then she went, but what if that was, like, the
TV
base...
stand.
Yeah, the stand for, like, a TV set. And I went, oh, shit, that'd be fucking awesome.
Ours is currently a bookshelf.
Yeah, it's instead of... And also, it has no covers and anything, but it's like,
Yeah.
what if it was just all glass and I could have
Yeah.
all the kits and stuff and it had lighting and they had fucking TV on top? I was like,
Bottom ones could have like actual like
Shit.
consoles and shit. Top ones could have Gundams and shit. Like
shit.
doors.
It's like, shit, you know what?
I'm just saying.
That kind of slaps.
Anyways, Yasan has to go through his backlog,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that's such a funny joke because of you going through your backlog,
Yeah, I mean, I don't go through my
or
back.
you having a backlog.
Man, so hey man, this goes back to I think how like I said, I think Yasun has found like a source of income across the multiverse. If he can just keep manipulating this young impressionable Japanese woman to be like, hey man, you want to buy some old ass kit I got laying around?
So,
Right.
Okay, so,
First off, this coming out just made me scream. I'll be
So-
honest. I lost my shit.
Austin, did you know that Code
Yeah.
Geass is a multi-series franchise? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you watch the newest Code Geass, Rose of the Rebellion?
No, I have not. I have not.
But you have
seen
Disney
it yet.
Plus.
I heard
You could
people
certainly watch it.
talk. Is it actually on Disney Plus?
Because
Jesus Christ.
Disney Plus and Hulu have become indistinguishably
Fuck
combined
buddies.
to the point that I was looking at it the other day and I found, is it wrong to pick up Girls in a Dungeon? The first 4 seasons, which by which
On
I mean,
Disney Plus.
Yeah, by which I mean all 4 seasons, with the exception of the 1 season that is presently coming out now on High Dive, are all available, dubbed and subbed on Disney Plus. Not Hulu. I mean, yes, on Hulu, but also just on Disney Plus.
This is me watching Black Lagoon on Disney Plus.
You
just
can
'cause
watch.
I can.
You can watch uncensored
Uncensored.
Black Lagoon, dubbed on Disney Plus. Okay. All this being said is
They say bitch, they say cunt, they say all the words.
we watched every single episode as it came out, just like we watched on Disney Plus every single episode as it came out of Black Doctor Who. We watched Rose of the Rebellion.
I feel like at least they advertised the Doctor Who partnership for a bit,
yeah.
right?
Who cares about Geass?
Right.
Right.
Apparently a lot of people, because there's this whole episode of Riko about it.
So here's the thing. We joke about like, oh, what's hot in the zeitgeist with the world that Riko is gonna pull up. Kaiju number 8, Shin Kamen Rider, Shin Ultraman, whatever, that shit.
Yeah.
So let me tell you, in my personal opinion, after watching Code Geass Akito the Exiled,
Which was fun.
yeah, and then we watched,
Surprisingly.
and then we watched Code Geass. Well, actually, we watched Akito the Exiled in between
The middle of Rose.
Rose. Rose is batshit crazy, and they wish that they had, like, at least 25 episodes to, like, actually flesh things out.
But we rescue kitties from a river.
Okay.
But the main point is, hey, get it? There's a Code Geass show coming out. So here's a Code Geass kit. Mind you, the Lancelot kit is probably from, like, 2008. Right? That's like a 16-year-old kid, something like that.
Of course it is.
And then they decide to bring in Japan was occupied and became known as Area 11. Now we get to the entendres. So, in this episode, for the first time, we get an introduction of what this town is supposed to be. Toichi town. Whatever. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I get to dig in. I go, what's it? Is there a Toichi town in Japan? I don't know about Toichi. Whatever. I've never heard of that. Then I go, alright, gotta switch to Japanese mode. I started looking up stuff in kanji for Toichi town. Realizing, but not really processing, that the kanji for Toichi town, or at least for the mountain, right, Toichi Yama, were actually the kanji for 10 and 1 and mountain. Because 11 in Japanese is Ju-ichi.
Yeah.
And
I know you told me Ichi is God.
Right, but it works in, like, the Japanese, or not in the Spanish sense of, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, like, it works, and like, then it works up that way.
French works
French,
that way too.
yeah, and so it goes, yeah, but they just go, instead of it being, starting at 21, 22, 23, right, where it's 21, 22, 23.
Right. Yeah.
In Japanese, it's just 10, 1, 10, 2, 10, 3, where it's Ju-ichi, Ju,
makes sense.
Ju-ni, Ju-san, right? And so I was like, oh, that's weird. Yeah. And then I realized, oh, so that's what they're doing. It's Area 11. They're Town 11. But then I looked it up, and there's actually a Ju-ichi Yama-machi in Japan that is a real place.
Okay.
And it's
weird.
And it's its own thing. And so there's maybe they're trying to reference the real place, but also there's Area 11, and also there's 11, like, it's, oh, okay, cool. We're just fucking around with numbers and wordplay here. Boy, I love the Japanese language.
Right. Also, I feel like the analog that Yasun is trying to do with the current situation doesn't work.
It's
right.
Hey, but they
right because their house is not. They're not being forced off their house.
They're
right?
not being.
I have to assume that the development cannot build over their house if they don't sell. So right, it's like one of those. It's like a up situation, right? Right, where the old man didn't sell his house, so he just
also
built
the
around
analog
it, right?
is
So
the analog is that. Oh well, actually, Suzaku and Lelouch were friends, just like my mom and dad? Question mark.
Just like my family. My family's a friend. Is that what you're trying to say? Right? I feel like this. Right, at least with the Kaiju number 8. For what you guys were explaining, at least that made more sense, right? But what they were trying to go for, they were trying to do a play with. Right, they were with that episode, but this one, I'm not sure. I don't think this is exactly the right analog you want to do with this situation, right? Like their house is not being invaded, You know, right? There is the development. The Inuzuka is just like, hey, you
Yeah,
guys
they're
got
not coming
5
out with
days,
guns,
you know, to
like-
pack up your shit.
No one's literally taking
calling
it
it
out.
occupied
You know, hey-
territory. Yeah.
Right? Yes. I was like, yeah. I understand. Y'all just supposed to explain the show because he's a fucking nerd, right? He was like, oh yeah, man. Let me explain to the plot of Code Geass in case you never heard of it before.
Yeah.
You know, right? But I was like, oh man. Yeah. So I'd be like, I mean, this is less of a life lesson for Rico to put into perspective, and just like you doing a sales pitch. I'm like, hey man, ever heard of Code Geass? It's pretty sick. You know, right? You know, but yeah, hey, you want to build this robot now, right?
Spoilers.
You know, just pull out your credit card and I'll ring you right up. You know, right?
Mentioned that 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that before,
Okay.
but now that we're rewatching episode 9,
I noticed it before.
there's
I was gonna point it out. I didn't want to.
there's foreshadowing in the background of a certain shot, but
Over
that's
Rico's head.
irrelevant. Anyway, yeah, hey, time to learn about justice and
Justice.
posturing and
Freedom and justice.
yeah.
Yeah, this box smells like conflict, which I was like, man, that's a. I just say your new bit now,
Yeah.
Rico, right? Is for you to smell the box now,
Smell what the box.
right? Even though
Do you smell
even
what
though
the
you've
box
only
is
doing
cooking?
this for like 4 right? You know, you've only been doing this for like 4 episodes or something so far, but like, yeah, you can't just a new bit like this here. This is never really. I don't know if this is just like this particular Rico from this multiverses quirk, little quirk, you know, right? But I was like, man, it feels really weird for this Rico just also be smelling box and be like, oh yeah, this box smells like conflict, you know? It smells like death, you know? It smells like occupation in here, you know, right? And not the good occupation, you know, like a job. The bad type of occupation.
I'll be honest, this has kind
Yeah.
of been my favorite season, mostly because the builds have been really fun. And mostly things that I know.
Oh yeah, it's way more interesting builds.
Smells like
Mhm.
conflict.
I don't know why. I think that line just went through. Right, at least with the other ones, right? You can get like a sense of what she meant when she was like, this smells like petroleum, this smells like gases. Okay, I
This
can
sounds
get.
like, this
Also-
smells like bitch drama.
Also, especially when you don't,
Like-
when she doesn't know what the show is about, it's like, how do you know that it smells like conflict?
Like, for me, this is like your friend telling you about some shit they're dealing with their other friend, and you go, smells like conflict.
Here's my thing.
Right, she's only heard like this 2-sentence, like summary of the show. It's just like, and this is what
Yeah,
she
it's
got
all about
has
conflict.
taken away from it, right?
Hey,
And that
did
smells
you get what was going on with the little like black title cards?
Oh, that was something. I thought that was a Neon Genesis thing at first. I was, wait, no, this is not it. Wait, hold on. This is for some reason when I first saw it, I immediately went to Neon
Do you
Genesis.
want to fumble or do
This is a
you
thing
want
from
to
the
fumble
show,
or do you
right?
want me to tell you? Okay,
Yeah, just tell
so
me. Yeah.
that is how the original Lelouch of the Rebellion Code Geass did its episode titles. Like, it did it in the vertical, like,
right to left.
yeah, like, top to bottom, like, spelling. But here's
Yeah.
the thing that's specific to it. In parentheses, and what the reason why they do, like, 3 or 4 of those is because Yasan keeps doing quotes from Code Geass attributed to different characters.
The first one is C2.
The second one is Suzaku, and the third one is Zero. And then
Rico does her own.
and Riko does her own. That's the one that's in with a white background with black text. And so
Yeah. Okay.
they're just once again, this whole franchise question mark of Riko is just fucking around. They're just playing with this shit.
It's also weird that that it's really interesting how only particular episode does like these weird
Yeah.
callbacks, right? To like the thing irrelevant to like right because when we did the Ultraman, I mean like the Shin Kamen Rider episode, right? Like they didn't do a full like Kamen Rider like title drop. Like I mean I guess we have him riding his bike. that's the closest we're gonna get. But we didn't have like this type of recreation, right? How it's really selective. How when they decide to do these
Yeah.
homages, right? That they go out all the way and just insert it, right? It feels really random out of place
Yeah, I mean,
sometimes, you know,
it's and also
right?
if
Because
you
it's not like
don't know,
it's not like the
like
entire
the
scene.
amount of outside, like the amount of background knowledge that you need in order to understand all of the various things going on,
At least fully understand.
all the references that they're trying to make requires you to know almost everything that they're like making, like they're building something off of. It's like I don't know shit about Idolmaster. I know something about Mazinger. I know a lot more about
cars.
I know a lot more about Gundam, but like this is all over the place. Like how many people know all of these things of all of these various like fandoms, you know?
Certain people who go
Right, that they keep dropping. Yeah.
It's the people who are like, I know
Yeah,
all the things.
Yeah.
All of them.
I was like, just like how Rico just does like a straight, like basic build this episode, right? Like she doesn't do anything else to this build,
Well,
right?
hey,
right? Like
hey,
there's like no, there's like no, like she doesn't learn.
If there,
Right? I guess she learned that this thing is posable,
yeah, I mean,
right?
I will say,
I guess that's her big
say,
takeaway from this.
I am impressed for a kit of that time that it's like that posable, you know, and has that kind of like
articulation, right?
Dexterity, like that's pretty impressive. Mind you, when we finally get to the point where she like goes, "Oh, I guess I should try and see." I guess the metaphor here is using the Lancelot Albion from Code Geass to bend it into a position where she can see the perspectives of each of her family members, which is me doing a lot of fucking like work for this show. But that's basically what it boils down to. But it makes so many squeaky noises that I'm fucking like triggered and going, "Oh my god, stop twisting it like that. It's going to break. You're going to like it the amount of noise that it makes with every twist and like reposition that Riko makes, it's like that shouldn't be making that noise. That shouldn't be that tight."
Also, I think it's funny how Rico does not consider her family's like opinions until she built a model kit and had to recreate them. Right? I was like, oh, I don't know. I understand that each of these there has to be like some type of meta lesson that she gains from these kids, but like I don't think you realizing your family's opinion now is the thing, right? I understand like building, like creating a stronger bond between you and your mom, you and your dad, you and your sister, etc. Like those are fine, like building situation, but like let's just be like, oh yeah, man, yeah, I do have family, yeah, yeah, this is what my family do, I was like, oh man, that's, yeah, I don't know, I just remember she's like a really selfish person. It's like, and now she just finally learned the lesson, like, oh, they have opinions too. Oh, yeah, I get it now. Right, yeah, yeah,
It's kind of fucked up.
yeah, but Rico learns what her resolve is, right? She's like, right, she can now break the tie. Oh yeah, by the way, there was a tie. I think we implied it, right? That the family was split.
Older sister and younger side, older sister and younger sister on one side, mom and dad are on one side.
No. It is dad and older sisters are key.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Younger
that's
sister.
What I meant. Sorry.
Everyone's on opposing sides, basically.
The mom
yeah,
and dad
then
are
younger sister
sides,
and mom wants to get the fuck.
And the younger sister and older sister are on different sides that align with each parent.
I'll be honest, I'm just here for the fact that Yosan's shirt just says "shut up."
Yeah, I really wanted to see what that shirt was without that smock on.
There's something else, but mostly it just says "shut up." And I think that's fair. Truly
in one of the great, like...
And going back to how I think whoever was in charge of costume design, like, does not know what any of these words mean. They just found like this shirt. I've been trying to think about it, this entire show, because it didn't help that in season 1 and 2, all she did was like an
Yeah,
office.
but now it's just a bunch
like
of
a office
California
lady.
University college shirts.
Right, I was just like a bunch of random shirts, and I'm just sitting here thinking, is this supposed to be symbolism? Am I supposed to take something away from these shirts,
That's what I'm confused by.
Right, or is this just like
man.
someone?
Hey.
Right, or is this just someone in the costume that was like, yeah, fuck, I don't know, this shirt has pretty
Hey.
words on it,
Hey.
I can't read this shit, I'm Japanese,
Yeah, that's cool.
Hey, shut up.
Rude.
Her shirt just says donkey.
Yes,
I didn't realize I didn't pay
shirt says
attention to now, but her shirt.
with 2 not donkeys on it.
Is this supposed to
It's
be?
a donkey.
Is this supposed to be a reference to Riko being a
I think
dumbass
so.
or something? Because she's a
That's what I was
donkey.
thinking.
Because she couldn't pick, right?
I was
So,
thinking it's
like these
word
in a bit,
donkeys.
right, in a show about symbolism and
Look,
meaning,
Kaye-
right? This
Kaye
stuff.
had a shirt that had like 2 red pandas and something on it, and then she also had a shirt with a cat with a balloon around it, and the balloon was yellow and had a smiley face, and I liked that.
Is that a reference to her childlike innocence? Because she's
Yeah,
the
I don't
youngest of the family. Right, like I said, like in a show about with this, like if this was like any other show, like a stupid like
Is she just
sitcom,
happy to float
right?
along?
Like
I don't
How I
know.
Met Your, like these shirts would mean absolutely that these are just like the costume that the character is wearing, right? But in the show actually about symbolism and meaning, I'm like, man, what the fuck am I supposed to take away from this? Right? I feel like I feel like the costume did not think this bit through. Right? I'm sure they did not think the bit of what the international audience, like, what a bunch of random ass people in America would think. But like, I don't know. I just think it's funny how these shirts are nonsensical.
No, absolutely,
Right.
yeah.
But by
I
the end
love
of it,
them. Why do I
Yeah.
love them?
yeah. Yeah, but then Rico learns her lesson. All right, she knows
Yep,
what to
and
do
we'll
now.
find out in the final
right.
Saigo of Saigo Ryosangata Riko Saigo no Puramo Joshi.
All right. Hey, look. Next week is the end. We somehow had a have gone through this. Right? I'm amazed. Right, that we're still. We somehow got to season 3.
Yep, we gotta get
Right.
to the end.
Yeah, we're almost done. Like I said, next week is the end. Hey, and look. And look. You said, hey, look. Who knows what is hidden up there? Right? In the attic. Right?
Yep. Just like Anne Frank, who knows what's in the attic?
Jesus Christ. Yeah. That's how we're gonna end this. All right. See you next time. Okay, thanks. Bye.